packed house here in Costello today, Nick. I think a lot has to do with the first collegiate game of Alex Rivera, Lowell product. I think a lot of people here really excited to see what kind of game he's going to have today.
They take a look at the Seahawks starting lineup, centered around Saunders, having some help, of course, from Plummer, Liggins, Jackson, and Sumbry. It was Sumbry who led the way in the scoring department in the loss at Seton Hall. Noel, Jones, there's a look at Glenn, Lutete, and Gantz round out the five for that. The band is banging away, and we are getting set to begin here. It'll be Gantz jumping up against Sumbry, Riverhawks in white, Wagner in black, and we are underway here from Costello. Riverhawks opening up in their patented half-court man-to-man defensive set and will likely stay in that look throughout the game. Wagner going to go inside. Sumbry a drop step. The banker is too strong. Tipped on the weak side. Still loose in the corner. Liggins gets to it. Shot clock never reset, and now the whistle blows. And the officials are going to get together here to discuss. Not sure what that was, Jim.
I'd like to see the Riverhawks pick up full court and really pressure the Wagner backcourt, especially with Chase Freeman, usually their starter at the point out today. Opportunity to get some turnovers and some easy buckets, get out transition.
Shot clock violation. So a good start there for Umass Lowell on the defensive side.
And that's what Coach Duquette wants to see. He prides his team to defend and make things really uncomfortable for their opponents.
Wagner looks like in a zone here on their first trip on the defensive end. And now a foul is called as Noel was bumped along the sidelines. First whistle either way. The personal goes against Saunders.
And I think the Riverhawks will see a lot of zone, Nick, until they prove they can knock down shots from the perimeter, because they don't have your true post player, a guy they can dump it into. So why not play zone, make them prove that they can spread you out a little bit.
There's Glenn inside over to Lutete. Shot clock is down to 10. Jones for Noel, back to Jones, puts it on the floor, gets into the lane, had it blocked by Sumbry. Loose ball, it's Glenn gets to it, and the Riverhawks have a new shot clock.
Glenn making an immediate impact right there, chasing down that loose ball, getting a second chance opportunity.
Glenn up and under, had it sent back again. Liggins the other way for Wagner. To the rim, challenged by Gantz, too strong off the window, and Glenn pulls in the board. Coach Duquette not happy early on here on the Riverhawks sideline.
Well, Glenn gets the ball on the glass. He's got no guards to pass it to. Ryan Jones and Obi Noel are running up the court. They have to come back, get the ball, lead the team in the break.
Both teams trying to shake off the jitters, perhaps 90 seconds in, no score.
A lot of new faces, as you mentioned in the pregame, Nick, on both sides.
Here's Gantz down the lane, has Jones. Far side three is up and in from the corner. Well, the two seniors connecting there.
And a shot that Ryan Jones needed. He really struggled in the preseason, had a tough night the other night in Amherst. So nice to see him get off early and knock one down.
Jones just 1 for 8 against the Minutemen, but able to cash in on his first attempt from the corner. Meanwhile, Wagner trying to get on the board. Contested three, that won't fall, but the offensive rebound ends up with Plummer. Lobbed inside. Sumbry stripped on his way up. Last touch by Noel, who knocked it away with the right hand.
2 trips down the floor for Wagner. 2 times they've had second chance opportunities. The Riverhawks simply can't afford to allow teams to have second chances. If they defend and there's a loose ball, they got to get those 50-50 balls, Nick.
Well, UMass Lowell has been one of the smaller teams, not only in the conference, but in the country. At the D1 level, at least, over the last 5 years. This unit a little bit bigger, hoping to help out on the glass. Contested three, too strong. Lutete the rebound. Riverhawks with a 3-0 lead, looking to add. It's Noel up top. Lutete, bounce pass for Glenn, and he's fouled on the way up. Hit by Saunders, who just picked up his second. Glenn to the free throw line.
Excellent job by Lutete there. Getting into the paint. The way to beat the zone is to attack. Dumps it down to Glenn. He did a much better job that time catching and going straight up, getting the contact.
So here is Joey Glenn, the former Gatorade Player of the Year in 2017 in the state of New Hampshire. 18 points in the debut against Umass, a program record for a true freshman in his first game.
Yeah, and really not a highly recruited kid. Spent a year at Tilton Academy up in New Hampshire. Played well, but again, wasn't really a big recruit. Coach Duquette was actually on campus at Tilton looking at some other guys, and Glenn caught his eye, thought he'd be a nice fit.
4-0 Riverhawks. Wagner still trying to get on the board nearly 3 minutes in. Fade away, Liggins will do just that. Got it over Lutete.
Very obvious what Wagner's going to try to do here. Pound it inside, take advantage of that size mismatch, as you mentioned, Nick.
Lutete in the corner thought about it. Thought better as the ball is pulled back out. Ryan Jones up top. Right hand dribble. Stop. Up top, Noel. 3 on the way. Too strong. Back iron miss collected by Sumbry. Good stop there for Wagner. Seahawks trying to tie it, trailing by 2. Down the lane, Plummer lost his footing, and a travel is called. Well, the defense got to him there, and so far so good for the Riverhawks on that side of the floor.
Yeah, they're doing a good job helping out. Bigs are stepping up on transition. On penetration.
Get our first look here at Elijah Davis, 6'4" senior guard, coming on replacing Tyler Plummer. Meanwhile, right back to Joey Glenn, showing the range there on the baseline.
And that's huge. Like I said earlier, that's going to create a lot of mismatches because teams are, they want to protect the rim. If Glenn can knock down that little short jump shot, it's going to force the defense to go out and guard him, open up offensive rebounding opportunities, but also lanes of penetration.
Here's Nigel Jackson for 3, too strong, and it'll stay right here as Jones could not secure the defensive rebound for Umass Lowell.
Ryan Jones needs to do a better job on the glass there. He's a senior. He's got to corral that basketball. Again, another second chance opportunity for Wagner.
Sumbry will hand to Jonathan Norfleet, who just came on. Sumbry is sent back, and now Lutete wants to run. He's got Glenn. The bounce pass is kicked in the lane by Liggins. Heads-up job there to stop the 2-on-1. It'll stay at this end.
But a great job, again, getting that rebound on the defensive side and turning it right up court, running right up Wagner's back. That's how you're going to get easy looks.
Lutete led the way on the glass for the Riverhawks in the loss against the Minutemen, had 11 boards. Meanwhile, here's Gantz off the inbound. Can't get any better position there.
Yep, Josh snuck in behind the defense. He's such a crafty player. Again, he's been on campus for 5 years. He's kind of the old reliable for this Riverhawks program.
They call him Uncle Josh, and why not? Here's a long 2. Norfleet off target. Lutete another rebound. Again, the Riverhawks looking to push. Lutete to the rim. No. Offensive foul. They'll wave it off. Coach Duquette shaking his head, not happy with the officials. Lutete going to pick up his first.
Yeah, how to exploit that, but right now it's just not working.
Starting 5 remains on the floor for Umass Lowell. And just one sub here. Norfleet will stay for Wagner, replacing Saunders, who picked up those 2 early fouls. Nearly 5 minutes in, it's 8-2. Umass Lowell in front of what is quickly becoming a packed house here at the Costello Center. Inside, nice up and under, and a good finish off the window for A.J. Sumbry. Wagner needed that one.
Sumbry, a big, strong kid. Quinnipiac transfer, another kid who's been on a college campus for 5 years. Looks like the Riverhawks switched that up a little bit there and went zone. Good recognition by Wagner.
Lutete off the mark in the corner. Rebound goes to Jackson. Coach Duquette wanted to travel. Sumbry inside, one-on-one against Glenn. Spins to his right. Fade won't go, and then an over-the-back foul on the weak side rebound attempt is going to come against Liggins.
Much better job by Ryan Jones there to establish his position, go up strong with that, try to get that rebound with 2 hands.
Well, here comes Umass Lowell's big recruit, Alex Rivera. Did not play against Umass, had to sit out with a suspension, but the hometown freshman on the floor for the first time in what should be the beginning of a promising career.
Big-time scorer in high school, big-time AAU performer with Vinny Pastore's Rivals program, played against some of the best players in the country. The kid can flat-out score.
Fellow freshman Darius Henderson is on to play the middle as well for the Riverhawks. Here's Gantz for three from the wing. That one too strong. It grazes the rim and goes out of bounds back over to Wagner.
You mentioned Darius Henderson out of California. He's the biggest kid on this roster and really Coach Duquette's biggest recruit. Big, strong kid, had great minutes the other night against UMass. Promising future for that young man.
Riverhawks will stay in the man-to-man defensive look as Wagner looks to make it a one-possession game. Up top, quick three on the way. That's Davis, no good. Lutete's got another rebound for the Riverhawks.
4 early rebounds for him, Nick.
Lutete down the lane, draws a foul. Sumbry tried to draw the charge just outside of the restricted area, but was moving the feet just slightly. That is now the third, make it the fourth team foul against the Seahawks.
You see Lutete getting in the paint right there. That's the way to attack the zone. A lot of times teams get complacent. They work the ball around the perimeter. You got to find the gaps.
Gantz for three. Yes, sir. Uncle Josh wide open up top, and it's nothing but net.
Shot the ball very well in preseason. He's been up and down his whole career, but that's his look. Top of the key three-pointer.
Rivera bats that one out of bounds. That fires up the UMass Lowell bench. Largest lead on the board for the Riverhawks here. 6 minutes in, it's 11-4.
Sean Jones checks in the game for the Riverhawks. He's a player that can really cause havoc on the defensive side of the ball, pressuring the other team's guard. And again, as we mentioned, with Chase Freeman, the starting point guard, out, he can really get into the jock of the other point guard.
Here's Norfleet, thought about it. Far side for Liggins. Liggins leaves it. Three on the way by Bryce Daly. That's an air ball. And here come the Riverhawks again. Jones, high post, Henderson, 18-footer is good. And that'll lead to a timeout by one of several new faces that Riverhawk fans will have to get used to.
You know, this is the first Riverhawk team that is actually all Pat Duquette and staff recruits.
Yeah. Coach Duquette now in, season number 6. Hard to believe that, but it is true. Of course, it's the 6th season that the Riverhawks have now played at the Division I level. Meanwhile, Henderson is going to get called for a bump on the sidelines. Freshman didn't like the call, but that's his first.
Nice little hedge there by the freshman. Little overzealous there. He's got to be careful, but a good job stepping out on that ball handle. But he's got to retreat quick and allow his teammate, the other guard, to recover.
Just the second team foul against the Riverhawks. 4 on the other side for Wagner. Seahawks with just 2 made field goals so far. As they settle in here with 8 to shoot. Lobbed inside. It's Davis. Got the right hand hook.
Much better patience offensively there by Wagner.
13-6. Jones for Henderson. 3 ball up and in. Why not? 5 off the pine for the 6'9 forward. And again, stretching the floor and giving the Riverhawks their first double-digit lead.
Showing some serious versatility.
Davis thought about it. Far side for Daly. All right, let's check that. That's Rivera. Now up top, it is Plummer, who just came back on the floor. Nowhere to go. Shot clock is at 5. Up top, it's Saunders. Back over to Rivera. Has to beat the clock. Won't. Blocked by Gantz, and that's a shot clock violation.
Excellent defense by the Riverhawks. Nothing easy for Wagner at all. They're helping on penetration. They're closing out on passing lanes.
That is the second shot clock violation of this first half. And Coach Duquette will go back to the bench. Alan Blunt, 6'7 freshman out of Bowie, Maryland, replaces Gantz, and now Wagner is going to throw a full court press here at the Riverhawks. He'll clear it out for Jones. Sean Jones.
Sorry, Nick. You mentioned Blunt played at Gonzaga Prep, powerhouse high school in the Maryland area.
Well, Jones loses his feet and throws it out of bounds. Says, my bad. Year number 2 for Sean Jones, widely regarded last year as perhaps their best on-the-ball defender and a pretty good ball handler in his own right on the offensive side.
Yeah, I know Coach Duquette wants him to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end, looking for his own shot.
Meanwhile, Wagner down by 10, will jack another three, and that is good. Ramon Saunders showing what he can do for the Seahawks.
Riverhawks can't let that happen. That's what Saunders wants to do. He hunts three-pointers. Can't lose him on the defensive end.
Also breathes a little energy into the Seahawk bench as well. Blunt back for Jones. Shot clock at 10. Jones trying to split the defense, cannot. Take it away, up the floor, Davis. Davis finger roll, no, but a blocking foul against the Riverhawks.
Good push up the floor there for Wagner. Darius Henderson, he needs to learn to get out of the way and not pick up that cheapie. Give up the two.
It'll be the first, make it the second now on Henderson, and the third team foul. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. Riverhawks with a 16 over Umass Lowell in the past 4 meetings.
7 new faces on that side as well. But as you said, a successful program. Bashir Mason has done an excellent job since taking over there.
Coach Mason, the reigning NEC Coach of the Year, and at the wise old age of 34 is the 6th youngest head coach in the country.
And is really a rising star in the coaching community. You know, he comes in with a lot of intensity on the sideline. He looks like he's ready to jump out there and play.
Yeah. Up and under Rivera is first two. And a big, loud response from this Lowell crowd for the hometown kid. Meanwhile, Noel with the block. Coach Duquette wants to push. Jones across the floor. Rivera is ready. Three on the way. Too strong. Rebound, Wagner.
Great look in transition there. Good job by Alex to find the three-point line.
Now a three. Up and in. It's Nigel Jackson, the sophomore from Baltimore from deep there. Seahawks are back within 5.
Seems like both teams are starting to find their rhythm a little bit, Nick. Things are cleaning up a bit.
Nearly midway through the first half, and now a foul is going to come against Wagner. It's like a hold away from the ball. Jeff Kalingas, the junior out of Trenton, New Jersey, picking up his first, and now 5 team fouls against the visitors. Riverhawks led by as many as 10 moments ago. Rivera to Gantz, who just returned 3 off target. Tip attempt won't go. And finally, the defensive rebound is cleared by Jackson. Up ahead for Davis. Davis got it to go, but they'll say no. Foul first on the floor. Coach Duquette not happy with any of that.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Rivera may have got him a little bit earlier.
Now Ryan Jones right back into the lineup, replacing Noel. Wagner with a chance to make it a one-possession game. Tough, hard-nosed, man-to-man defense, Jim. That's just how you like it. Riverhawks have played pretty well early on in the man-to-man set. Shot clock down to 8. Driving kick. Davis a 3. No good. Too strong. And wrestling the weak side rebound is Blunt for the Riverhawks.
Good job by the freshman there, Blunt, from that range rebound to go after that basketball.
Davis, back door. Thrown away. Davis to the rim. 2 big steps. Blocked by Gant. It's loose near the rim. Davis, a secure dribble. Gets it to go, and all of a sudden, it's a one-possession game again.
Wagner's creating a more of a physical style of play right now. They're banging the Riverhawks in the paint. Getting a little chippy.
Rivera from deep. The freshman's got it. Right in front of the Wagner bench.
And that's what Alex can do.
Off the bench for Rivera.
That's what Alex can do, Nick. He puts up points in bunches, and I think he's going to be huge for this team this year with his ability to knock down the three-point shot.
Well, Jones gets a hand in the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds. Wagner will keep it with 12 to shoot. Butete will return, replacing Sean Jones. Also Blunt, after a productive few minutes, will take a seat. Joey Glenn right back into the lineup for the Riverhawks.
Good minutes for the freshman Blunt there.
Plummer. Up top, Liggins. 3 on the way, up and in.
Nice looking stroke there.
Yeah. The senior cuts the Umass Lowell lead in half. Now 21-18. Jones off the crossover. That 3 is tipped by Sumbry. Kalingas comes down with it. Kalingas out of control. Offensive foul.
Good job by Glenn there to step in, take that charge on the offensive end of the floor for the Riverhawks. The ball needs to move more. Can't just have one pass and then try to get a shot. You got to make the defense move around a little bit. Things will open up.
Riverhawks had 20 team assists in the loss against UMass earlier this week, and now that's really a staple of Coach Duquette coach teams, is to move the ball until the shot presents itself. Riverhawks up by 3, led by as many as 10 earlier. Coming up on the 8-minute mark here, first half. Gantz hands to Rivera up top, trying to shake off the defender, goes down the lane, hangs and scores off the window.
Athleticism, only about 5'10", 5'11", but plays much bigger than that.
Rivera, a little scooper off the glass. Riverhawks by 5. Meanwhile, quick, long 3 won't go there for Lonnie Rivera. Rebound, Lutete, his 5th. Jones up top, Rivera, low catch, doesn't matter. Tried to bank the 3. And now a foul is going to be called on.
This will be somebody that his absence from this team, maybe he felt at times more than Jahad, because what Matt could do is he could knock down 3-point shots.
Yeah.
So he was stretching the defense out, creating lanes of penetration and offensive rebound opportunities for guys like Josh Gantz.
There is a look at Josh Gantz. Seems like he's been in the fold forever. 2-time red shirt. Now finally getting to play in his senior year. Missed the free throw there. That allows the Seahawks to come back down on the offensive side. And Davis able to get a good look at a 17-footer, 3-point game again.
Yeah, Wagner really settling down offensively, getting good shots, a lot more patience.
Coming up on 7 minutes remaining first half. Riverhawks have led throughout and by as many as 10. Wagner back to a man-to-man look. They opened up in a zone. Ryan Jones, challenge shot near the rim, won't go, and now a pile-up in the paint. A jump ball is called.
Not a bad take there by Ryan, but you can kind of see he's pressing a little bit. I mean, there's a kid with a lot of pressure on him. I mean, coming out of high school, New Mexico State Player of the Year, big scorer, because of transfers and some injuries, was really forced into the point guard role for this team for the last 3 years and did a very good job. But now as a senior, he's got to come out. He's got to find that scorer's mentality. And you can see there he's trying to find that again.
Rivera, meanwhile, gets a hand from the crowd as he takes a seat. And the starting 5 is back on the floor in white for the Riverhawks as Noel returns. Gantz trying to get to that ball. It's poked, tipped, and now a foul at midcourt. Wagner's Norfleet ended up with it. That'll be the 5th team foul against the Riverhawks.
The Riverhawks got away with Josh sneaking in for that top-of-the-key three-pointer earlier. Wagner, not to be fooled twice, anticipated that, stepped in the passing lane, and headed the other way.
Foul on Lutete is first. Riverhawks opened up the season with an 83-75 loss at Massachusetts. That's a game in which Alex Rivera did not play. And Wagner, of course, blown out of the building, 89-49 at Seton Hall. So both teams hoping to avoid that 0-2 start today and get their first win of the campaign. Meanwhile, drive and kick. Jackson for 3 and the foul. Nigel Jackson, the sophomore out of Baltimore, hit on the wrist. Didn't matter, and now a chance for that rare 4-point play.
And Josh Gantz picks up another foul, as you see here. Got to do a better job of closing out right there. Got to control your body, not get yourself into the shooter. Just get a hand up.
That ties the game at 23. Wagner has scored the last 5. And they have a chance for their first lead of the afternoon here with inside of 7 minutes to go until halftime. Free throw is good. Jackson now with 7. And the Riverhawks find themselves trailing for the first time. Jones against Norfleet. Jones for Lutete, near side on the wing. One dribble, three on the way. That one is short. Glenn going to stick with it. Offensive rebound, but he stepped out of bounds.
Good hustle there, though, by Joey Glenn to get in there. Tough kid, really mixes it up. Not a great athlete, isn't going to wow you that way, but again, makes up for it with hard-nosed play, and he's got a very high motor. He's always crashing the glass. A lot of 50-50 balls that we see. He's in there scrapping for those.
All-state selection, not only in basketball, but in football as well, and you could see perhaps some of that football player's mentality on display with Glenn. Meanwhile, Lutete collects another rebound off the Wagner miss. Riverhawks down by a point. Noel underneath for Gantz, and there's the lay-in. A pretty drive and dump there for an easy look.
Very good transition offense there by the Riverhawks. Obi Noel, super athlete, probably the best athlete on the team, doing a good job of getting in the paint, finding Josh for an easy two.
Sumbry inside, couldn't handle it. Goes off his fingertips out of bounds. And back over to Umass Lowell. The Riverhawk defense continuing to force turnovers.
And there you see Noel's athleticism on the defensive side of the ball, coming down from his perimeter spot, getting a hand on that ball, causing the turnover.
Inside of 6 minutes, first half. Gantz surveys, and now a whistle away from the ball. And a foul underneath against Davis. That is the 8th team foul against the Seahawks, so 1-1 coming for the Riverhawks.
Lutete, you look at the score, he doesn't have a point. Had a big night the other night in UMass, was a double-figure scorer as a freshman at Radford, but he's done a really good job on the glass. He's pushed the ball up in transition and has a lot of hockey assists. He's making that assist to the guy who's dumping it in for the two. Great first half for him.
Missed the free throw. Glenn the follow.
Second chance opportunities. Joey Glenn making it happen.
5 points for Glenn. Riverhawks back up by 3, 27-24.
Defensive pressure seems to have picked up a little bit here for the Riverhawks.
Jackson. Inside out, Norfleet. Shot clock at 10. Jackson up top. One dribble. Free throw line, Jay. In and out, no. Loose ball underneath, and a foul is called against Sumbry.
And there's the activity of Glenn there, battling for that loose ball, earning the trip to the charity stripe.
It is a loose ball foul, so it will mean free throws on the other end, a 1-1 coming. Meanwhile, Sumbry picks up his second personal. We saw 2 early fouls go against Ramon Saunders, limiting his playing time for the Seahawks as well. So looks like Coach Mason, a little bit of a foul situation to deal with.
Yeah, and in the first game against Seton Hall, 8 guys played 10-plus minutes. So I think Brashear is still trying to figure out his rotation as well. Going to be difficult when you have guys in foul trouble.
Glenn able to knock down the front end of the 1-1. Umass Lowell now with a mini 5-0 run of their own since falling behind for the first time moments ago.
I went back with the starting 5. They seem to work very well together. A lot of good chemistry. Again, you got Lutete and Glenn, who have kind of a deceivingly good amount of length there defensively on the perimeter.
5-point lead after Glenn knocks down both. 5 minutes to go, first half. Wagner taking their time. Riverhawks still pressuring along the perimeter. Drive and kick. Liggins, three-pointer. No, too strong. Noel challenging for that rebound, and a foul is called. Well, it was Noel and Plummer who were both airborne trying to fight for that long rebound. The foul, though, goes against Noel.
Yeah, unfortunately, good hustle there by Noel, not rewarded there with the contact foul going his way. But this is what you need to do. Three-pointers are going to produce long rebounds. You got to go after it. Credit both guys for going after it.
That is also the 7th team foul against UMass Lowell, so the 1-1 opportunity taken advantage of by Tyler Plummer, the sophomore guard out of Vaughan, Ontario. Canadian makes it a 4-point game, and now it's back to a single possession difference at 29-26. That's the first 2 for Plummer.
A little bit of full court pressure here by Wagner. See if maybe they can create some turnovers.
We've seen this off and on. They open the game in a half-court zone. and have thrown different looks throughout the first half. Meanwhile, Jones lost his footing, taken away by Plummer, who's going to throw it down with one hand and then get in the face of Ryan after the dunk.
And that's exactly why you pick up full court. Not really a tremendous amount of pressure there, but just getting Ryan Jones out of his space of comfort turns it over.
1 point game again. Lutete double teamed up top for Noel. Noel near side. Crossover dribble, nearly lost it. Throws up a desperation heave, won't get it. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Seahawks. A new 30-second shot clock for the Riverhawks.
Far too much dribbling on the offensive end by the Riverhawks. They had an opportunity there, Noel did, with the ball at the top of the key to reverse it over to Ryan Jones, who was wide open, instead chose to put it on the deck. When you put the ball to the deck, you better be going by guys, or you're just giving the defense the opportunity to recover.
Meanwhile, Noel tried to tiptoe the baseline. Pass deflected, and now another jump ball is called. The possession arrow belongs to Wagner. Rivera will return for the Riverhawks, replacing the smiling Noel, who's maybe frustrated with himself after that one.
Yeah, a little frustrated. And again, a lot of new faces on the court for both sides. So trying to figure out who can play together, trying to figure out as a player what other guys are good at, where they like the ball, what kind of space they like to operate in. It definitely takes a couple of games.
Well, you had a quick look there at Nigel Jackson playing with some tape, it looks like, around that left elbow. Inside of 4 minutes. Wagner looking to retake the lead here on this trip. Plummer looks for the high screen, comes with a right-hand dribble, 2 big steps, whips it to the wing, kick to the corner. Liggins, 2 dribbles, steps into the baseline, Jay, and knocks it down.
Nice mid-range pull-up there by Liggins. He's a nice player.
Wagner by 1. They've scored now the last 6. 3.5 to go. Back and forth here at the Tsongas Center. High post, it's Glenn from the elbow. Looks for Rivera. Catch, fire, baseline, Jay, too strong. And now Wagner again looking to increase the lead. Plummer. Going to pull it deep to the wing. Coach Duquette watching with his arms crossed. Off the dribble, it's Saunders, and now a hand check foul is called against Rivera. 3 minutes, first half. Riverhawks now. Riverhawks started out well, had a 10-point lead about midway through this first half, but now the Wagner defense has really turned things around for the Seahawks. They now have a 2-point lead after that free throw there by Ramon Saunders.
And I thought the Riverhawks defense let up a little bit when they got that lead. They were making the Seahawks very uncomfortable on the offensive end. They weren't getting any good looks. As soon as the defensive pressure kind of let up, they started to find their rhythm. Wagner, that is, started making shots.
Saunders 2 for 2. He heads back to the sidelines, has seen his minutes limited because of 2 early fouls. Gets both there at the stripe. Wagner's got their largest lead of 32-29. They've also scored 8 unanswered points. Riverhawks trying to stop that streak here on this trip. Rivera. The freshman is back on. That's Alan Blunt. Step into a long 2, won't get it. Loose ball. Tete to the floor, and now a jump ball is called as both Lutete and Lonnie Rivera were tied up. 3rd jump ball of this first half, and it should stay at the Riverhawk end. Good
hustle on both ends of the floor there. You saw a little miscommunication offensively for the Riverhawks. Alex Rivera supposed to curl around that elbow entry pass, cut down the middle. You saw Josh Gantz, being the leader, directing the freshman, telling him where to go on the court.
Sean Jones has returned to run the point for Umass Lowell. He's on the floor with Lutete, Blunt, Gantz, and Rivera.
Good cut.
Lost it on the way up. Goes off Blunt's knee and out of bounds.
Good cut by the freshman, but again, still a freshman. Got to get stronger, get both hands on that ball, and be ready to go up and finish at the rim.
Wagner looking for their first 2-possession lead of the afternoon. And meanwhile, a foul here goes against Blunt. Trying to arm wrestle there with Rivera, and that will send Lonnie Rivera back to the line. Both teams now with 9 team fouls.
Yeah, Coach Duquette looks a little bewildered on the sidelines there with all the contact going on. You're calling ticky-tack fouls like that, 30 feet away from the basket.
Coach Duquette now in his 6th season. Former assistant at both Boston College and Northeastern. Free throw good there for Rivera.
Double figures in victories for Coach Duquette since taking over the helm here is really one of the most underrated accomplishments here in this transition from the Division II to the Division I level. If you go back in history and look at programs that have made that transition, the Riverhawks actually rank the top 5 all-time in victories of schools who's made that transition.
Yeah.
So testament to the coach and his staff.
Yep. And a lot of those guys on the sidelines have been with Duquette throughout his tenure. Meanwhile, Lutete able to show the length there. Got the lefty shot up and in off the window. That ends a 9-0 run by Wagner and brings the Riverhawks back within 2. Drive and kick. Plummer, Liggins traveled on the catch.
Good job there by Alex Rivera to get into that passing lane, cause that turnover.
It'll be Riverhawk ball. We're inside of 2 minutes. First half, and now Umass Lowell a chance to tie or take the lead. Jones looking for Blunt. Had Rivera open.
Got to move it quicker than that.
Rivera up top. Back over to Jones. It's for a screen from Gantz. Gantz will swing it to Rivera. 10 to shoot. He will. 3-pointer too strong. Rebound to Plummer, and Wagner comes the other way. Seahawks by a deuce. Riverhawks staying with that man-to-man. No need to switch. It's been the look throughout this first half. 3 by Liggins, no. Umass Lowell the other way. Rivera, 2 big steps. Finger roll is short. Rebound kicked out to Jackson, and now Wagner will slow it down.
And there you see that scorer's mentality from the freshman Rivera. He got in the open court. He saw the rim. He made a decision to go for it. Just missed the easy one, but a nice little Euro step to get through traffic there.
Jackson trying to shake off Blunt. Does so and scores. Coach Duquette wanted to travel.
I was going to say I thought he might have got away with the walk there, but again, good poise, not to get rattled when he didn't get that first look. Nice little step through finish.
Wagner with their largest lead of 4 points. 30 seconds to go in this first half. Jones draws a foul.
With the omission of Jihad Thomas to this team this year, it's in situations like this where you have to ask yourself as a Riverhawks fan, where's the offense going to come from?
Right.
Who's going to step up and who's going to be that go-to guy on the offensive end of the floor?
Of course, Jihad Thomas, big shoes to fill, playing in Ukraine professionally now, and as Sean Jones knocks down that free throw, his production not only will be missed, but his leadership off the floor, of course, as well.
Very well said. The legend of Jihad Thomas is in practice. Oftentimes, Coach Duquette would have to pull him out and sit him on the sidelines because he would be so intense and forget that these are his teammates he's going after.
Right.
But you can't replace that type of leadership and that type of intensity.
Shot clock turned off. Wagner will have a chance for the last shot. Instead, a Sean Jones foul is going to put the Seahawks back to the line.
Lack of discipline on the defensive side right now is hurting UMass Lowell, Nick. Reaching in on the perimeter. They don't have to do that. Sean's in a great defensive position. He's in front of the ball. He's 35 feet away from the basket. No need to reach in there.
So Plummer to the line for 2. Both teams are in the double bonus, and Plummer can't find the touch on the first. Meanwhile, Noel going to come back on for the Riverhawks. The Seahawks bring Davis back onto the floor. One more for Plummer with just over 13 seconds to go until halftime. That free throw is good. 36-32. Final 10 seconds. Sean Jones from midcourt looks for a screen. Goes right, goes around Plummer, goes to the tin and lays it in.
Like to see him do a lot more of that, Nick.
That'll do it for the first half. The Riverhawks end up trailing. Start of the second half. Wagner with the basketball and a 2-point lead. The teams have switched ends. Nigel Jackson up top. He's the game's leading scorer with 9 points. Jackson, his pass deflected. Sumbry maintains possession in the corner. 10 to shoot, trying to spin along the baseline. He scores with the right hand. That's A.J. Sumbry. Led the way with 12 points in the loss against Seton Hall. Sumbry now with 4 points in this one. The lead is 4 for Wagner at 38-34.
And he's going to be the kind of player that the Riverhawks are going to have a tough time matching up with defensively because he is so big and strong, 6'8", 230.
They're going to wave off the bucket. Noel able to draw a foul on the floor. The Wagner defender, I think, tried to draw the foul but was moving as Noel landed, and that will put the sophomore to the free throw line.
Good job pulling up there, not continuing to go and pick up that offensive foul. Noel's a player that they're also going to be relying on offensively. Really came on the second half of his freshman year, had some big numbers. Super athletic kid, but can also knock him down from beyond the arc.
Meanwhile, that's the third foul against Ramon Saunders. Picked up 3 in the opening minutes of the first half, picks up a third with less than a minute gone by in this second half. Noel capitalizes, knocks down both free throws. It's a 2-point game again. Starting 5 on the floor for both teams. Riverhawks still in a man-to-man on the defensive end. That was the look throughout the first half. Saunders for Jackson, good spot shooter, and he shows the range there.
Little misdirection offensively there by Wagner, caught the Riverhawks sleeping, being able to reverse that ball over to Jackson, who got an open look.
It's the third made three-pointer for Jackson. Largest lead on the board for Wagner at 41-36. Gantz looks for an answer. Straightaway 3 won't go. Sumbry the rebound. Wagner gets another stop. And now Liggins will slow it down. Coach Mason back on his feet on the Seahawks sidelines. Wagner and Umass Lowell meeting for the 4th time in 4 seasons. The home team has won each of the previous 3. Long 3 there, no good. Weak side rebound to Gantz. Riverhawks looking for something in transition. They'll get it. Joey Glenn able to corral and score off the Jones pass.
How about the hands for the freshman in transition, running rim to rim, but also being able to catch that deflected pass. Nice look there, too, by Ryan Jones.
1 possession difference now at 41-38. Plummer looks for a screen and roll and draws a foul from Joey Glenn, who was knocked to the floor on the play.
Thought Joey did a very good job hedging there. Did try to pick up the player control foul, but certainly I don't think that was a block. Should have been a no call.
Well, here's a moment ago. Glenn with a good display of concentration there to pull that one in and then score it.
Athletic hands.
Yeah.
Understated part of a basketball player's repertoire is guys who have good hands.
He's got a team-high 9 points. Of course, led the way in the loss at UMass with 18, a program record, at least at the D1 level, for a true freshman making his debut. 20 on the shot clock here after a brief pause, ready to resume. Wagner by 3. Jackson, another deep 3, up and in, his 4th trifecta today.
Jackson obviously finding the hot hand. The Riverhawks need to do a better job defensively, getting into him, making him put the ball to the deck.
The sophomore from Baltimore puts the Seahawks out in front by 6. That's their largest lead of the game. Lutete, a 3. He's got the answer.
Lutete, nice lefty stroke from the wing. Good reversal of the basketball there by Josh Gantz. Riverhawks don't do enough of that.
Jackson, see if he's still got the hot hand. Leaves it for Sumbry. Sumbry looking back to Jackson. And Jackson looking for another 3, in and out, no good.
Dodged the bullet there. Joey Glenn just can't leave the ball like that, especially when you're talking about a guy that's knocking in 4 3-pointers. Never leave the basketball. The basketball is what scores.
Meanwhile, this pass was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Riverhawks. Jones for Noel. Noel going to pull up and drill it.
There's some of that talent that we talked about, Nick. Little 2 dribbles on the baseline. Just can elevate over it. Most guys at this level that defend him.
Noel scoreless in that first half. He's got 4 through 3+ minutes of action so far since halftime. It's a 1-point game again. Liggins up top. Looks for Davis off the curl. The mid-range J won't go. Lutete's got his 9th rebound for Umass Lowell. Riverhawks want the lead. Jones looking for room on the baseline. Up top for Noel. Backdoor to Gantz. He's got Glenn. Jay a little short from the baseline. And now a whistle. And what's this here?
Nigel
Looks like Jackson
went down.
Yep, Nigel all the way down at the other end of the floor is hobbled. So
yeah, he didn't even make it down defensively. Not really sure what happened. Looks like he may have come down on someone's foot. But offensively, the Riverhawks are playing 5-on-4. Josh Gantz had a layup. He kicks it out to Tommy Glenn for that short jumper. You got to go straight up with that.
That keeps Wagner out in front, 44-43. Wagner already a little short-handed, playing without guard Chase Freeman. And there you see Jackson got landed on by Lutete. So Wagner out 2 players, still clinging to a 1-point lead. They go inside, and there's A.J. Sumbry, 2 deep in the post that time.
Well said, Nick, 2 deep. Glenn's got to do a better job of trying to push him off that spot.
6 for Sumbry, 3-point lead again for the Seahawks. Backdoor Noel, couldn't catch it cleanly. The ball is loose. Liggins picks it up for Wagner. Seahawks want to push. Liggins, far side, catch fire for Rivera. That is too strong. And now a whistle and a foul is called underneath against Wagner. And with that, we've got a timeout on the floor. Umass Lowell will have it down by 3 when we return to Costello in just a moment. You're watching college basketball here on ESPN3. Earlier this week.
As you mentioned earlier, Wagner coming off that Seton Hall game. Obviously, Seton Hall, a Big East team. You're expecting them to win, but a 40-point blowout. I think that was a surprise to everybody.
Meanwhile, Noel is fouled. Wagner extending the pressure into the backcourt. We saw that at times during the first half. That's the 3rd foul, meanwhile, against Jeff Kalingas, the junior from Trenton, New Jersey. 3rd team foul against Wagner, only 1 so far against the Riverhawks. Umass Lowell can tie it with a 3. They've got their starting 5 back on the floor. Lutete, Glenn, Gantz, Noel, and Ryan Jones. Here is Jones, behind the back into the corner, 1 dribble. Jumper is up and in, and the foul. Obi Noel with a chance to tie the game at the free throw line.
Obi heating up a little bit, but a good job by Ryan Jones there to put the ball to the deck, get in the paint, force the defense to collapse in on him, and then a nifty around the back pass to Noel.
And you see Noel able to hang before the release, absorb the contact, and he's a perfect 3 of 3 at the free throw line as well. 7 points for the sophomore, all in this second half, and the game is tied once again at 46. Liggins lost the ball, but his teammate helps him out. That's Sumbry. 8 points now for the big fella.
We're seeing the majority of 50-50 balls going Wagner's way right now, Nick, and they're capitalizing on it.
Noel, is he still hot? Not anymore. Missed that one out of the corner. Rebound taken off the front iron by Lonnie Rivera. And Wagner comes back down the other way. Foul inside. It's going to go against Glenn. Trying to wrestle with Sumbry for position. Glenn, I believe, just picked up his 2nd. Yep. And the 2nd team foul against the home team.
Sumbry's a big, strong kid in there for Joey to be battling with. Sumbry, again, 5th-year senior. Talking about a guy who's 22 years old. Joey Glenn, a freshman, maybe 18, 19 years old. Boy against a man.
Meanwhile, another foul is called against Glenn, this time out on the perimeter, and that's number 3.
Yeah, and those are the frustrating ones when you're picking up a foul, 25 feet away from the basket. It's got to be more disciplined than that. But again, that's a freshman. That's a learning experience from him. They'll take a look at that in film session, point that out, and he'll get better.
He's going to come off the floor as a result. Have a word with assistant coach Nick Leonardelli. Meanwhile, we get another look at Darius Henderson, the 6'9 freshman who scored 5 points in less than 3 minutes in that first half, but had to sit due to 2 personal fouls. Wagner by 2 with the ball. Shot clock down to 10. Liggins going to pull up, 3-pointer. No good from straight away. It'll bounce out of bounds back to the Riverhawks. Well, both teams have struggled from 3-point territory this afternoon. Noel with the travel. 9 Riverhawk turnovers in that first half, Jim. That one seemingly avoidable as well.
Yeah, too many. Going too fast. Now, if you look at here on the defensive side of the ball, Darius Henderson, just a freshman, watch as the high ball screen comes. As you can see the play develop here, Sumbry's going to come up and set a screen. You see Darius jump out to ball handle, but then recover quickly. Yep. That's what the bigs have to do. That prevents them from picking up cheap fouls outside the 3-point line. You need your bigs to pick up their fouls down in the paint, battling.
Henderson holds his own there as well, forcing a Sumbry miss. Riverhawks the other way. Noel to the cup, no. Henderson trying to keep it alive, could not. Steps out of bounds, and the ball back to the Seahawks.
Noel's just got to go up strong there. He's so athletic.
Meanwhile, Alex Rivera, who had a few highlights of his own in that first half, returns for the Riverhawks. Umass Lowell on the defensive end here, looking to keep this at a 2-point margin. 48-46 Wagner. Nearly 7 minutes gone by second half. Norfleet, who just checked in himself for Wagner, pulls it out deep on the wing, guarded by Ryan Jones. Lost the ball. Gantz the steal, ahead for Ryan Jones. Jones for Henderson. Henderson counted and the foul.
The big man running the floor hard, catching in transition, finishing. As we talked about Noel earlier, took it to the basket, tried to get a little bit fancy with it, wound up turning it over. Darius catches right up strong to the rim. If you get fouled, great, you get to the free throw line, but you go up strong.
Ryan Jones looking a little more comfortable in transition perhaps as well, Chip.
Yeah, seeing the floor pretty well here in the second half.
Henderson a chance for a 3-point play. He's got 7 points in limited minutes, as we mentioned. Meanwhile, Coach Mason is going to pull Sumbry off the floor. Davis takes a seat as well. Going to roll the dice a little bit here with Saunders back in the lineup with 3 fouls. And we also get a first look at Chance Anderson, 6'7 junior out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Has not played up until now. Free throw is good. 3-point play for Henderson. Puts the Riverhawks back in front for the first time in this second half at 49-48.
Look for Wagner to try to get Saunders a look here, try to get him going.
10 to shoot. Saunders, Norfleet. Now Liggins, closed out by Rivera, pulls it back out with a dribble. 5 to go. High arcing 3 up and in. Got it over Rivera. That's a tough shot.
It's a big time shot right there. Thought Alex did a good job defensively, making him take a tough one.
10 for Liggins. He's the second Seahawk in double figures. Backdoor Henderson. Little hesitant off the catch, ends up turning it over.
Counterproductive, if you will, as to what we just pointed out with Darius. Catch it, go up strong, go through the traffic.
Yeah, the head fake, I think, did him in there as the ball ends up slipping out of his grasp. It's turned over again to Wagner. Seahawks by a deuce. Liggins to the rim, lost it again. Utete comes up with it for Umass Lowell. Down the floor for Gantz. Gantz without an option goes back up top.
Very good transition defense there, Nick, by the Seahawks.
Henderson for 3. Kept alive by Jones, and Gantz with a lefty finish.
Ryan Jones with a savvy play that only seniors can make. Getting in there, tipping the ball, keeping it alive, and Josh Gantz at the right place at the right time.
51 all. Back and forth we go here as we approach the midway point of the second half. The Riverhawk bench getting loud, trying to egg on this defense. Well, that'll quiet them for a moment as Saunders able to drill a three.
And that's why Brashear put him back in the game. You know, he's their best perimeter shooter. Tight game like this, he can get hot, knocking a couple from back there, create some separation.
Ryan Jones going to draw a foul up top, hand check against Norfleet, and that'll bring us to a break. Nearly midway through this second half, Wagner with a 54 Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. He's on the floor along with Josh Gantz, Alex Rivera, Christian Lutete, and Darius Henderson. Henderson can't control the inbound pass. He's going to be called for a foul, and he's also shaken up on the play. Went hard into the scorer's table, and the 6'9" freshman slow to get up.
Looks like it might be something with his left leg there, Nick. Hopefully he just came down and banged it.
He's going to hobble his way off the floor after picking up his third foul. The inbound pass a little awry and then got caught up and went down pretty hard there.
Yeah, it looks like it was actually a contact injury, I'll call it there. Going for that loose ball. Looks like his knee kind of bended in an awkward manner.
Three off target by Saunders, but he gets his own miss and then drills it.
Can't let that happen. You cannot allow second chance opportunities in the paint, never mind beyond the three-point arc. Saunders starting to heat up.
Yeah, 11 points in 11 minutes. He's battled foul trouble all afternoon. Ryan Jones to the hole, no but a foul. Took it right at the defender Tyler Plummer and drew the hit on the wrist.
You see the Riverhawks right now with the two veteran seniors on the floor, as well as three newcomers with Rivera, Blunt, and Lutete. And you can kind of see the stagnation in the offense that's happening right now. They're not getting any good looks. Ryan that time just put his head down, created something for himself.
Jones misses the free throw. Umass Lowell now collectively just 8 of 13 at the stripe, make it 8 of 14. Loose ball tracked down by Wagner's Tyrone Nesby, who just checked in for the first time.
If that name sounds familiar, his father was Tyrone Nesby, played at UNLV for Coach Tark, enjoyed a nice career in the NBA.
Comes from a long line of Tyrone Nesbys. He's the fourth. Here is Nesby. Catch fire three. Nope. Long rebound foul is called. And it'll stay at this end. It goes against Blunt. Called for a bit of a push there. And already 5 team fouls against UMass Lowell, 7 against Wagner on the other side. A lot of whistles this afternoon.
The Riverhawks are just getting outworked right now, Nick. Okay, defensively, they're not pressuring the ball. Shots are going up. You see Wagner doing a much better job crashing the boards, getting their hands on those rebounds.
Saunders off the curl, draws a foul. And he will shoot two. I'm going to say Lutete hit him on the shooting wrist. That's number 2 on Lutete, and the Riverhawks now up against the limit with 16 fouls. So midway through this second half, Wagner's got their largest lead on the board at 57-51, and a chance to add to it here as Saunders knocks down the first.
Lutete, who's been the best rebounder this afternoon for the Riverhawks, goes to the bench. So going to kind of be a group effort now to make sure that they're protecting the glass, especially on the defensive end.
Lutete, 9 rebounds, had 11 in the loss against UMass in the season opener. 2 for 2 trip for Saunders. Suddenly an 8-point lead on the board for Wagner. The Seahawks trailed UMass Lowell by as many as 10 back in the first half. Rivera on the drive, has Noel in the corner. Up top for Sean Jones, he'll swing it around. Rivera again, trying to shake off the defender Nesby. Goes up top for Sean Jones, 10 to shoot. Jones trying to penetrate, nowhere to go. Back over to Rivera, he's double teamed. He's got Gantz on the wing. Gantz's 3 is too strong. Ball tipped out of bounds and last touched by the defense. It's off Wagner. It'll stay at this end.
Good offensive possession there for the Riverhawks. They didn't force anything. Got a good look.
Rivera back to Jones.
We saw Sean Jones in the first half have success penetrating, Nick. Like to see him do a little bit more of that, especially with the Riverhawks seemingly struggling right now in the offensive end.
Trying to figure out this 2-3 zone from Wagner. Blunt on the baseline is hit and fouled, and he'll shoot a 1-and-1. Well, Coach Mason has, I guess, primarily let his team stick to that man-to-man at half court. But we have seen a little bit of 3-2. We saw some 2-3 there. Some full court pressure. Coach just trying to keep the Riverhawks guessing, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he understands there's a lot of new faces out here for the Riverhawks, just, getting an introduction to the college level.
Meanwhile, Blunt unable to capitalize. Umass Lowell having their difficulties at the line. Just 8 of 15. They've missed 3 straight. And now foul on the perimeter. It's going to go against Noel, who is called for the grab. That'll send Saunders, who hit 2 a moment ago, right back to the free throw line.
Just not sure about that call on the perimeter. I mean, this is college basketball. Let the kids play.
It's 2 on Noel. And now both teams are in the bonus. Saunders' free throw is up and in. Wagner, meanwhile, is capitalizing at the line, 11 of 14, with 1 more to come. It's also 6 unanswered points here by the visitors. Nesby, after a brief introduction, goes back to the bench as Plummer returns for Wagner. 2 for 2 trip again for Saunders. He's quietly got 15. And the lead up to 10. After now, 8 straight by Wagner.
Too much dribbling right now, Nick.
Noel around the corner, can't get the layup. Rebound Wagner. Riverhawks continuing to struggle on the offensive end.
Simply just not making it difficult for Wagner defensively. There's not enough ball movement. There's not enough swinging it around the perimeter from side to side.
Shot clock at 10. Liggins for Plummer. Trying to shake off Sean Jones into the lane. Looks for Anderson underneath and gets called for a travel. That allows the Seahawk defense to set up here full court.
Again, switching the defenses, as you mentioned, Nick. A little token full court pressure here, not allowing the Riverhawks to get comfortable.
Umass Lowell trying to end a drought on the offensive side. They haven't scored in several trips. Noel to the rim. Fancy finish there. Got the right hand finger roll.
Much better job not only by Alex, but Obi Noel. They're getting into the painted area. That's where they found success at the beginning of this game. They got in the paint. They got easy looks.
Needed a bucket there. It had been nearly 3 minutes since the Riverhawks had scored. Noel now with all 9 of his points coming since halftime. Meanwhile, Plummer turns it over. Jones to steal up ahead to Noel. He's fouled. Nearly got that one to go. But was ripped down pretty hard by the defender, Lonnie Rivera. And Noel will have 2 free throws when we come back. Umass Lowell in a little bit of a hole here. It's 61-53 Wagner, but the sophomore Obi Noel trying to bring his team back as we move inside of 8 minutes to go in this second half. You are watching college basketball right here.
That's the most overused call in the game. But as I said, the Riverhawks were really feeling good about themselves coming off the UMass win, had a good showing, came in here today feeling like they might have been able to get this one. Still 7.5 to go here, but they need to find a better rhythm offensively right now, Nick.
Well, Noel has been one of the lone bright spots in this second half. He's got 10 points, make it 11. Including a perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line. It's now a 2-possession difference at 61-55 as we move towards the 7-minute mark, second half. Wagner with Anderson, Davis, Rivera, Liggins, and Plummer on the floor. Here is Anderson, who has played well in his own right in this second half. He's called for a travel in the corner.
Excellent defensive communication right there by the Riverhawks. Alex Rivera's man ran baseline. You could see him and Noel switch. Great closeout there by Alex, caused that turnover.
Again, full court pressure coming from the Seahawks. Noel will bring it into the front court. It's Noel along with Sean Jones, the freshman Blunt, the senior Gantz, and there's Sean Jones for three. 3-point game. Gantz, only the 5th shot he's taken today. It's good from downtown. He's got 6 points.
Senior stepping up in a big moment there. Defensive side of the ball is where the Riverhawks need to pick it up a little bit. Another ticky-tack foul on the perimeter.
That's got the UMass Lowell bench upset. And it will put Wagner back to the free throw line as Noel just picked up his 3rd. Both teams are in the bonus. Both teams were in the double bonus before halftime as well. A lot of whistles today.
A lot of whistles.
So Plummer to the stripe. And he can't hit the free throw. Rebound to Gantz, and now UMass Lowell could tie if they want to take a three-pointer. Ryan Jones trying to break Plummer down off the dribble. Up top to Alex Rivera, nearly slipped. Reverse now to Sean Jones. Riverhawks taking their time. 10 on the shot clock. Noel rises, fires, scores, and the foul.
Pretty attacking the gap there and just simply elevating over the defense.
Went into the crowd and slapped 5 with a young fan. And now a chance to add to his total.
You see him right there, getting in the gap, finding the space. Now when you have that sort of athleticism, you can just pull up and get a good look at that rim.
Hit on the elbow by Davis, who picks up his 2nd. And now the Riverhawks can tie the game. 7 unanswered points. Obi Noel, a big reason why, but he can't capitalize on the free throw. Gets his own miss, goes right back up and in, and now UMass Lowell has the lead.
Right place, right time.
Coming up on 6 minutes, Noel with 15 points all since halftime. Wagner needs an answer. They go to Saunders, trying to back down Rivera. Spins, baseline fade is no good. Offensive rebound, Davis got it over Blunt.
A freshman Blunt needs to do a better job. Like it was nothing. A lot of confidence. Again, summertime, I spend a lot of time in this gym over the summer with my son, and you know, him and Ryan Jones were in here every single day in the heat, working hard, getting better, improving. That's what it takes at this level.
Yep. Riverhawks down by 1. Trailed by as many as 9 in the second half, led by as many as 10 early in the game. Both teams trying to avoid that dreaded 0-2 start. Ryan Jones would tend to shoot, goes back up top to Blunt. Blunt to Rivera. Rivera off the dribble, has Ryan Jones catch, fire, 3, no, foul against Wagner on the weak side rebound attempt. It goes against Davis, who can't believe it. That'll be the 3rd on Davis, and again, both teams are in the bonus, so more free throws coming with 5.5 to go.
You see Alan Blunt, the freshman out of Gonzaga Prep, just being active, having an impact on the game. Sometimes it doesn't take anything fancy or anything spectacular, but just play hard, be active, gets himself to the charity stripe with an opportunity to take the lead here if he can knock the second one down.
And Blunt getting some key minutes here in this second half. And why not? He's held up so far. That's his first point of the night. 2-for-2 trip. Gives UMass Lowell the lead back, 64-63.
And the pre-conference schedule, Nick, you'll see a lot of that by coaches. They'll throw their young guys out there early to see what they can expect from them as they go into the grind of the conference play. Mr. Blunt, very good job today showing his coach that he can be counted on when the games are tight.
He's going to take a seat here as Christian Lutete, the team's leading rebounder, back on the floor in white for UMass Lowell. Meanwhile, Saunders trying to go at Ryan Jones, draws a foul. It was the second defender over, Josh Gantz, who got a piece of the arm. And Wagner's star senior, Ramon Saunders, back to the line to try and put the Seahawks back in front.
Nice job there by Josh to drop down and help, recognizing that Ryan was getting posted up. Just got to keep the hands out there, go up straight.
Anderson, who only played a few minutes in that first half after picking up 2 early fouls, has been the man for Wagner in this second half. That free throw brings his total up to 16. It ties the game. And after that second free throw, his club is up by 1, 65-64.
Full court pressure here by Wagner.
Yep, we've seen this off and on today. Jones going to cross over into the front court, being hounded by the defender Norfleet. Wagner in a straight half-court man. Rivera over to Gantz, near side for Noel. Noel, who's been hot, rises, fires. That one in and out, no good. Rebound to Saunders. Wagner wants to play with pace. Liggins going to slow it down, take a breath, and pull the ball back out. Seahawks by a point.
Alex Rivera covering Liggins. He needs to keep an eye on him. The crafty senior has proven already today that he can make big shots.
Shot clock at 10. Inside, Davis spins, trying to force one, and then a late whistle is called after the miss against Ryan Jones.
Not really sure why that official's calling that from under the basket when you have a guy right on the wing who has a much better look at that play.
There's also a delayed call, it seemed like. Well, Coach Duquette not happy. Davis, free throw shooter, with a chance to extend Wagner's lead. He won't do it on that one.
I mean, recognize the situation here. You see you have an official right in front of Brashear, the coach of Wagner, in a much better spot to make that call. I didn't see any contact. That was excellent post defense.
Second free throw is good. So 1 for 2 trip. That doubles Wagner's advantage to now 66-64. Heading towards the 4-minute mark here in regulation. Screen and roll.
Nice.
Jones for Gantz. Can't get the running layup, and now another late whistle comes from the sideline. This time it goes against Davis, and that should put Gantz to the line for 2.
Are we going to play a game of, we're going to make up calls here, or, why don't we put the whistles away, recognize it's a 2-point game with 4 minutes left, and let the kids decide the game? Great roll here by Josh Gantz. Catch right up. Again, didn't see much contact there.
Josh Gantz, the redshirt senior. Can't find the touch on the free throw as it rolls off the iron. Well, in fairness, Jim, a lot of whistles against both teams as both teams are once again in the double bonus here with 4 minutes and change to go. We saw that in the first half as well.
Absolutely. It's been equally bad on both sides.
1 for 2 from Gantz makes it a 1-point game. It's 66-65 Wagner. Seahawks taking their time. Riverhawks in a man-to-man defense. Liggins over to Plummer. Saunders, no hesitation on that three. Can't get it. Offensive rebound. Davis up and under. No. Ball is tipped. Lutete out of a crowd for the Riverhawks. Up the floor for Rivera, who lays it in and gives Umass Lowell the lead.
Great job by Lutete to pass that basketball at the right time. Gave Alex the opportunity to get that angle for simple catch and finish at the rim.
67-66, 3.5 to go. Wagner looking for the answer. Liggins, nowhere to go. Back out for Saunders. Saunders attacks Noel off the dribble and draws a foul. Hand check against Noel. Coach Duquette doesn't like it. We head to break. One last look here as UMass Lowell takes the lead. Lutete to Rivera. Can the Riverhawks hang on and capture their first win? They have a 67-66 lead and can smell that first victory.
Yeah, Coach Duquette has to be happy with the way that they responded. They got down 10 there and kind of looked dead in the water. But defensively, they really picked it up, showed some great communication, got in the passing lanes, rebounded. And that's what gets you back in the game when you have a defensive, when you have a deficit. It's the defensive side of the ball that can turn things around.
1 for 2 trip to the line there for Ramon Saunders. And the game is tied at 67. 3:20 to go. Second half. It's Noel along with Lutete, Ryan Jones, Gantz, and Alex Rivera, the 5 in white for UMass Lowell. Wagner has brought back on Sumbry. He joins Nesby, Liggins, Saunders, and Plummer. Noel has been the offensive engine for the Riverhawks in this second half. 10 to shoot. Gantz up top. Now he finds Noel on the wing. 5 to shoot. Noel nearly lost it. Back to Gantz. Got to hurry. Ryan Jones leans into a 3 and does not draw iron. A 30-second shot clock violation will give the ball back to Wagner.
The ball did not make it to the right side of the floor there for the Riverhawks. Everything was on the left side of the floor. You need to reverse the basketball.
So now Wagner a chance for the lead. As Umass Lowell awaits with man-to-man pressure. Sumbry backdoor looking for Liggins, throws it out of bounds. Well, that bounce pass came in a little hot and a little low.
Well, credit to senior Ryan Jones there, because Alex Rivera got caught up on that screen. Ryan recognized that and simply got in the way of that pass to cause that turnover. That's the experience of a senior.
Full court press again by Wagner. They clear it out for Ryan Jones. Noel off the high screen. Has some room, fires along two, can't get it. Rebound tipped and then controlled in the lane by Sumbry for Wagner.
A little quick there, Nick. Thought the ball could have moved around a little bit more than that.
Plummer, 2 big steps to the tin, got it high off the window. Seahawks with a 2-point lead. 7 points for Plummer. His first bucket of the second half. Riverhawks want an answer. Gantz wants to lead, and he'll give it to him.
The senior,
3-pointer from straight away.
Finding his spot in their little two-man game with those two young men who have been on the floor together for a lot of basketball games. They know each other well. Good job, Ryan Jones, knowing that Josh was going to spot up, found him, and the senior with a huge, huge shot.
Gantz now with 13. He hit one from that same spot back in the first half. Meanwhile, the tip is up and in. It's Sumbry, got his right hand on it to put Wagner back in front by 1 as we head down the stretch. 90 seconds to go here in Lowell. Jones looks up top for Noel. Noel trying to shake off Liggins. They swing it to the corner. Jones back up top. Gantz, same spot, different result as he misses short. Rebound Wagner, and the Seahawks have it with a 1-point lead.
Again, a pretty good look there, Josh. He's going to think about that one if they got
his opponents coming up over the next couple of weeks.
And that Brown Army Sacred Heart stretch of games is actually a nice tournament that they're having down in Providence. So it's some good experience for some of these young kids in that type of environment.
Down to 1 minute. Wagner by 1. They go inside to Saunders. No, the tip dunk, yes, by Sumbry. Went over everybody and flushed it with 2 hands.
Man just entered the building.
73-70, 50 seconds to go. Riverhawks looking for a backdoor. Noel with a reverse dunk. Alley-oop, and it's a 1-point game again.
Wow, not a play you often down instead of checking his man, who's Sumbry, keeping him off the glass.
Here we go. 40 seconds to go, second half. Wagner with the ball in a 1-point lead. Crowd chanting defense here in Lowell. Saunders on the wing, looking to attack Noel, pulls it back out with the dribble. Liggins with 10 to shoot. Liggins into the lane, hangs, banker, too strong, rebound, Ryan Jones. 20 seconds to go. Jones to the cup, can't get it, it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Umass Lowell. Well, Ryan Jones decided to go to the hole himself, could not draw the foul. The miss was then tipped out of bounds by Wagner, and the River from the inside was the man who touched it last. So perhaps a break there for the home team. But
not the first time I've been wrong. It certainly won't be the last.
No. All right, Jones will inbound. Looking for Rivera. He's got Lutete on the backside, and a foul is called on the catch. Again, double bonus. Foul on Davis, so 2 free throws coming for Lutete. A chance to give UMass Lowell the lead.
It was actually a good foul by Davis there because he got hung up on that screen. Lutete had an easy 2.
Still up on the scoreboard. Here he is, Christian Lutete. UMass Lowell's leading rebounder. Not only today, but against UMass as well. Redshirt junior out of Silver Spring, Maryland. First free throw is good.
Kid that played his high school basketball at Phillips Exeter in Andover, Massachusetts, which is widely regarded as one of the top academic high schools in the world. So certainly a very intelligent young man.
Yeah.
It's proven today can play.
Is he clutch? No, he's not. That one rattled in and out, and it remains tied. 73 apiece, 10 seconds. Wagner looking for the win on the road. Crowd chanting defense. We're down to 5. Plummer for Saunders. Saunders a 3. Short. Plummer a second try. Short again. And we are going to overtime. Well,
This has been a really good basketball game.
It'll be Sumbry to jump it up against Gantz. And Gantz is going to win the tip as Noel comes down with it. Obi Noel, 17 points, all in the second half. Wagner in a 3-2 zone. Ryan Jones on the near wing. Noel playing the point. Lutete is going to pull the trigger and knock down a deep 3.
Really stepped up here late for this Riverhawk team, Nick.
Lutete with 9, and no bucket bigger than that there. It gives the Riverhawks their largest lead since the first half.
10 points, 10 boards to go with those 9 points as well.
Meanwhile, Sumbry got the inside position on Gantz and draws an over-the-back foul. He'll shoot 2. That's number 4 against Josh Gantz. 76-73. As we take a look at Christian Lutete, he hit the free throw with 14 seconds left to tie the game, and he hits the first bucket in overtime to put his team up by 3. Sumbry, meanwhile, answers with a free throw to make it a 2-point game again. One more coming for the senior.
39 minutes logged already today by Josh Gantz. He's tired. You can see it right now. He's a little bit slow to the ball. He's getting caught in bad spots, picking up fouls. Riverhawks need to be careful because he's guarding Sumbry, who's proven he's a handful to keep off the glass.
Umass Lowell by 1. Jones off the Gantz screen. Nowhere to go. Back up top to Josh. Over to Rivera. He's ready to 3, and he's got it again. The hometown hero. 12 points. Riverhawks by 4.
Big time shot there by the freshman. Stepping up in overtime.
Now UMass Lowell needs a stop. Sumbry inside out. Liggins for 3. Short. It's up for grabs in the paint, and a jump ball is called. No, a timeout first.
Shots and making plays.
Yep. Able to cash in from downtown a moment ago, giving the Riverhawks a 4-point lead here, 79-75. Still plenty of time with 3:44 to go. Plummer has Liggins off the inbound, double clutch and finish. A little too easy there for Wagner off the inbound.
Yeah, as we just talked about Alex, he got caught looking the wrong way there on that inbounds play.
2-point game. Lutete inside, bulls his way to the rim and scores with the left hand.
Little flex for the crowd as he walks up the court.
81-77. Saunders has had a strong second half. Quiet no T though. Trying to free himself up off the screen. Now steps back, fires a wing 3. No, Rivera with a baseline rebound for UMass Lowell. Good stop there for the Riverhawks. We move inside of 3 minutes to go in overtime. Rivera up top for Gantz. Swung to Jones. Inside Lutete. One dribble up. Short on the layup attempt. Rebound to Sumbry, and Wagner dodges a bullet on that one. Meanwhile, Sumbry in the lane is going to find himself uncontested at the rim.
And there we talk about the fatigue of Josh Gantz right there. Just losing track of Sumbry as he headed down the floor.
16 for Sumbry. 2-point game again with 2.5 to go in OT. Noel for Gantz, far side Rivera, off the ball screen, thought about it. Now will pull the trigger and knock down the 18-footer.
5 big points for the freshman here in overtime.
2 minutes, 83-79. Rivera with 5 in the extra session. He's got 14 in the game. Meanwhile, Plummer looks around. It ends up with Saunders on the baseline. 10 to shoot. One-on-one with Ryan Jones. Fade away from the elbow. No good. Tipped by Gantz, and now Rivera has it. Riverhawks want to run. Rivera to Lutete. And and he won't get the layup to go. Ball is then tipped out of bounds. Back over to Wagner. Now Lutete a little short there on what was a pretty good look in the paint.
Very good look. Thought he would have been better off there to fan out to the three-point line, spot up. Rivera obviously had his eyes on him. There was a lot of traffic in the paint there.
There you see Rivera, better than 50% from the field as well, which I'm sure sits well with Coach Duquette.
Yep.
Final 100 seconds. Wagner down by 4, trying to cut that deficit in half on this trip. Sumbry hands to Plummer. Plummer nowhere to go at the free throw line. Reasserts himself, attacks Sean Jones, had it blocked by Ryan. Back out to Nesby, who hits a fadeaway 3.
Huge shot.
Nesby, who has not played much, able to connect with a big shot there for Wagner, and it's a 1-point game again. That's his first bucket of the game. Riverhawks need an answer. Rivera nearly dragged the pivot foot, but avoided the travel. Now it's Noel. Noel knifing into the lane, shot there, sent back. Rivera able to re-corral, swung over to Noel. Noel's 3 is short. Offensive rebound, Ryan Jones, and he's fouled on the way up. Well, a couple of hustle plays there, Jim, saving the possession. And now the senior with a chance to extend this 1-point lead for Umass Lowell with 52 seconds remaining. Ryan Jones, who struggled against UMass earlier this week, hits the first of 2. Shot the ball just 1 of 8 against the Minutemen. Played only 20 minutes, but has come back with a pretty good all-around game this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly, Nick. He's been very solid. Nothing spectacular, but you know what? If he can give a miss every night, that's fine, because they've proven they have other guys that can step up and score.
Now it gives you 2 big ones at the line and extends UMass Lowell's lead to 3. The entire gymnasium chanting defense. Saunders. Shot clock at 10. Baseline fade. No. Stays with it and then puts it back in. Saunders another 2. 1-point game at 85-84.
Another nice play by Nesby there to get in there and keep that ball alive.
Meanwhile, a foul in the backcourt stops the clock with 28 seconds to go. The shot clock is turned off. And again, Ryan Jones will head to the free throw line. Here you see Saunders follows his own shot, right? Follow the miss. That's one of the things they teach you when you're young, and it pays off there for the Wagner senior.
And again, the athletic Nesby getting in there from the perimeter to keep that ball alive.
85-84, 28 seconds to go in overtime. Ryan Jones, the lefty from New Mexico, cursed on that one. As it rattles in and out, no good. One more coming.
It's been a couple here in the second half of the Riverhawks that have gone in and out from the charity stripe.
Tough rims. Second one for the lefty is good. 86-84. Again, no shot clock. So Wagner, if they want, good hold for the final shot, down by 2. Again, the defensive chant is heard here in Lowell. Down to 20 seconds. Sumbry up top. Nesby deep on the wing. Back to Plummer between the circles. Plummer attacking Noel, and is this a reach in? Or a timeout? Nope.
Timeout, Wagner.
No, it is a timeout. Not quite sure what the official wants. Lutete and Gantz.
Got to keep an eye on Liggins here. The most dangerous man on the court in a situation like this is the guy inbounding the ball, because once the ball goes in, everybody's eyes go to the basketball. Alex Rivera's on him. Can't lose sight of him.
Saunders with 8 seconds to the baseline. Trying to spin in the post. Goes up too strong. Lutete the rebound. And a foul on Wagner with 3 seconds to go. Well, Saunders, I think, got the shot that Wagner wanted, but just off target, off the window.
Point blank layup, can't ask for a better look than that. But again,
Foul is on Sumbry. He's done with now 5 fouls.
Lutete As you can see here, it goes right to the rim, which is a smart move. You don't want to, take a fadeaway shot because you might find yourself at the free throw line. But there's Lutete all afternoon. He's really been the catalyst on the glass for the Riverhawks.
And a nice job by both Jones and Rivera to avoid the foul on that shot attempt as well. Meanwhile, Lutete, no problem with the free throw. Strong all-around game, another double-double for the former Radford transfer. He's got a dozen points and a chance for one more. More importantly, trying to put the Riverhawks out in front by 2 possessions, which may in fact seal the deal. 87-84, one more, up and in, 88-84. 3 seconds to go. Coach Duquette says no foul. Nesby from midcourt will heave up one final shot, and that'll do it.